the land of success and development, from the United Arab Emirates that hosts excellence and creativeness, a new unique success story towards the star with Mr. Shai Zamanian, the founder of the American Legal Center. Hi, how are you?
How are you? Thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, and thank you for being with us today.
Sure.
So, would you please tell us about yourself?
Sure, about me.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, I'm a first-generation immigrant. We traveled to the United States where my parents raised my younger brother and I. That's where I became educated, ultimately went off to some better schools, went off to law school, obtained my law degree and my license. And at some point I thought it would be nice to come back to the region, to the Middle East, and maybe bring some of the practice that I learned in the United States and apply it here in Dubai and the GCC.
Yeah, and how did you start your business here in Dubai?
How did I start? So I actually had never visited Dubai, didn't have friends or family here. I came here with just an idea. And so I flew out here, thought I would give it a shot. If it didn't work, you can always try something else. But perhaps you have to take your risks young. So we came here, and this is what we've been doing now for nearly 10 years, helping families make it over to the US. It wasn't easy. We didn't have an office from the first day. We had to learn how to obtain our business license here, our residency, and understand how people conduct business. So this all took learning and real world learning, which wasn't, always easy, but here we are today. So it's been about 10 years.
And would you please tell us about the services that you offer to clients here?
Sure. The services that we provide, we're laser focused, and we do what's called the USCIS EB-5 Investment Migration Program. It gives an opportunity, it's a government program that gives an opportunities to families to be able to migrate to the US through the investment option. It's become difficult to obtain US residency over the past decade. Waiting times are quite long, as you might not know. So this is essentially, a more predictable way to obtain US residency through a quicker, expedited fashion. And also the approval rates are quite high. So it has been quite popular for families coming out of the Middle East.
Yeah, and do you walk with the people throughout the process?
Sure. So I am their active guide from A to Z. So you have our team of US licensed lawyers here out of our offices in downtown Dubai. And you also have our partner team out of 40 lawyers in New York City as well. And so we are the active guides. With every step, we would be able to instruct them, let them know what forms are required. We communicate to the embassy here in Abu Dhabi and, of course, Washington, D.C. on their behalf to ensure they get their approvals in a fast and organized manner.
Yeah. And what's the approximate time that it takes?
So the timing is interesting. The fastest approval that we've had from these offices was about 10 months, 3 weeks. That's quite quick. The longest it probably took is about maybe 2 years. So I think if you settle your interests and understand it could take 1 or 2 years, I think you'd be happy with the outcome.
Yeah, very interesting.
It could happen faster, but we tell people about 2 years.
How do you gain your clients' confidence?
How do you gain a client's confidence? Okay, so that's interesting because there's a lot of different people that, are consultants and lawyers in this field. I think, honestly, I think meeting face-to-face is really important when they're able to sit with you. And I feel that clients that have really good questions, those are the ones that I connect with. They're quite prepared in asking difficult questions, and being able to answer those questions, and some of them can be quite difficult, can ultimately, gain the trust of a client. I think when you're informed, when you know what's going on, when you have experience behind you, you can ultimately have a proper meeting and provide, an educated meeting for a client, and that should ultimately, hopefully win you over. But trust is an interesting thing. Sometimes they like the information you give them. Sometimes they just appeal to you as a person. So I think we've been doing quite well in that regard. I think if you can win a client over and win their trust, you will ultimately win their business. So out of our offices here in the GCC, we have now filed 6% of all global applications based on the US government numbers coming out of June of 2021. So that's quite dramatic, and understanding that 6% of all EB5 applications from around the world came from our offices. So, and I think a part of that success is, yes, the trust, winning over the trust. And how do you win over the trust? To go back to your original question, is knowing your stuff and being really experienced, and having trained your staff in a manner to be able to take on some of the most difficult questions throughout this process.
Yeah, speaking of the staff, how do you choose the people you work with?
Wow, that's a really interesting one. So actually, it's a group project when we bring on a new staff member. Everyone needs to sort of chat with the new member, kind of provide their seal of approval, because ultimately, yes, I do make the ultimate decision, but we are a family here, and it's important that everybody feels comfortable with the new team member. So how do we pick new team members? It's a family affair. Everyone needs to come together in approving our new team member when they come on board.
As a successful person, what's your future vision to this business?
Okay, so the future vision, I think a lot of entrepreneurs might have, a long list of new enterprises that they want to enter into or expand the business perhaps tenfold. I think the honest answer from my end is for us to keep true to what we've been doing. We do one thing, we do it really well. And I think capturing more minds and hearts by educating more people, perhaps expanding into new markets. There is a lot of hope coming out of the Middle East, a lot of interest. So I think we're just going to stay steady in what we're doing. And I think that consistency will actually be the key in our future growth.
In the United Arab Emirates, there's a high level of safety, security, and stability, so people can achieve their dreams and businessmen can start their businesses.
Yes.
So would you like to address the Emirates an appreciation message from your side?
Absolutely. So I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the business environment that was afforded to me. The structure, the safety, the durability of the law here. So I give much appreciation to the United Arab Emirates and providing this amazing business playground to be able to explore and to achieve my ultimate dream.
Yeah, and to the leaders, rulers, and sheikhs of the United Arab Emirates, would you like to address them a thank you message?
Absolutely. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I think you've created such an interesting place where I think the world is sort of looking over and learning new things. Nevertheless, we are a newer developing country, but it's interesting how the world looks at us in the innovations that are coming from this region. So thank you for your innovation. Thank you for keeping us safe. And we can't wait to see what the next 10, 20, and 50 years holds for this country.
Yeah. Last but not the least, how can people reach your place?
Sure. So the best way to connect with me in the offices, we've got a toll-free 800 number if you're calling from the United Arab Emirates. It's 800 America. Alternatively, if you want to give us a simple Google, our information on our website is all available online as well. So our website is www.america.ae. So that's probably the first place you should start. Learn a little bit about us, and then maybe give us a call, and we'd be happy to see you your first consultation is always free.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us today. And
Thank you for coming.
yeah, and we really appreciate your time and efforts. And from our program, we wish you the best of luck.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hope to see you again. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us today. Hopefully we'll see you in the next episode with a new successful story.